What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Cinema Center at MARBL at TIFF 2023. I'm very excited to be here talking to the team behind one of my favorite movies of the festival, Close to You. Huge congratulations on your movie. Like we were talking about before, I just have a very good feeling that this is one that years and years later, I will always look back on the 2023 festival and think of.
Thank you.
That's so nice. Thank you so much.
Dominic, Elliot, I'll throw this very challenging question to you. I feel like nobody ever wants to give the synopsis of the movie, but because many of our viewers will first be learning about Close to You here, can you give a brief description of what the movie is about?
It's about going home. It's about love. I mean, I want to keep it quite general as well because you get specific, but actually it is about going home. It's about family, the difficulties of family, and it's about love.
You were ready for that question.
I wasn't actually.
Could have fooled me. For the two of you, because I love talking about when two collaborators find the right creative partner in this industry. Can you tell me about your first meeting together and maybe what you saw in the other that signaled to you, like, you're not just good at your own job, but you are going to help me bring the best out of my work as well?
Well, I mean, we first met, we had a meeting on Zoom. And I'd seen Dominic's work. The first thing I saw was the film he did with Samantha Morton that just completely blew me away. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop feeling it. Like it was like living in me. And Samantha Morton's one of my greatest inspirations. And the filmmaking was just so intimate and raw and so it was so thrilling to then have a Zoom meeting and connect so deeply. And that's really where it started. We really just connected our love, for certain film and art and the process. I think we approach it similarly and how we like to make things and create. And I just felt so grateful that Dominic was interested in having me be a part of his work, really.
I just felt immediately that we met. I just felt all of his humanity and passion. And I just it was one of those meetings where you think, this has to happen. Like, I have no choice. This has to happen because this feels like such an important moment. And also the sense in which I knew that Elliot was going to just throw himself into it. I just knew that, because it's quite scary working in this way, but I just knew he was going to go for it. And so that's really important. If you're not sort of sure about it, or if you think, but not with Elliot. He was like, yeah.
Many questions about the way you filmed this movie. Hillary, I'll throw my first one to you. When you hear about the way they are going to shoot this film, what are some of your biggest burning questions for Dominic to make sure you feel confident jumping into it?
When I found out that the process was going to be improvised, I was mostly just excited because it's such a fun challenge. There's so much freedom as an actor. And I had a couple of Zooms with Dominic, and we also really hit it off. I felt like I could trust him so much, which is so important with this process. When we met in person, that trust and connection just grew, and I just felt a little nervous, of course, before, but once we got started, it was, I fell into it, and it was such a joy to get to be a part of this, and I'm really grateful. Thank you.
Elliot, I'll build on that with you now. There was something in our press notes or another interview you did. You said that at the beginning of this production process, you had never done anything like this before and you were nervous about it. And I think the specific quote was like, how does Dominic do this? So now, having gone through this process, can you answer that question? How does he do it?
And Dominic, this is like, really leads with his heart. He leads with feeling. He leads with instinct. He leads with just wanting to find honesty and create something that feels real. How he manages to connect and cast all these unbelievable actors that make up the cast of this film, and how he works with, crew and the collaboration and the trust I think we feel for him and the trust he feels for the people he works with. And it creates this experience on set that really is unlike anything I've ever done. And so much of that is just, I guess, who Dominic is as a person and how he's able to work with cast and crew who are obviously an integral part of creating something like this. Like we would do, we could do a 50-minute take, and you're thinking of like Catherine holding the camera and sound and the boom operator, and it's just, I'm not explaining it that well, but I guess I'm just trying to say I think the answer is just who Dominic is as a person and his intentions. And yeah.
I feel like in this industry, we overlook that particular quality in a filmmaker too often, and it makes all the difference. Dominic, I did want to ask you about Catherine and selecting her as your cinematographer here. What was it about her that signaled to you she wouldn't just get the visual style right, but she could actually do something like, what was it, a 53-minute take was the highest you got?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same process in a way when meeting Catherine. It's a sense in which you feel someone is going to, it just really understands what you're trying to do, feels it, not just understands it, but actually feels this thing, because so much of it is about what one feels when making the scenes. They unfold in a way that's where they start to just go deeper and deeper, and they get more interesting, and they get more, you start to see truths that actually you could never imagine even, but it requires sort of love and patience and instincts again. And I just knew that Catherine had all of those, but we actually just worked really well. That thing where you're in sync with someone, and it's almost like what I liked, she liked, what she liked, I liked, it's all that. It just kept, and I've had experiences, way back where I didn't, I think you develop an ability to have an instinct for people more and more as you grow. And I remember way back having such a non-synced kind of camera person, and it was a nightmare. You can't have that. It's got to be that they're totally in tune with everything, and Catherine was all the way, It
didn't surprise me when I looked up the credits and saw her name as a cinematographer, because I had just seen Swan Song, and that is a cinematography feat, and how they fell into sync with the dancers on that film. And they told me that they learned the dances and lost something like 20 pounds given the physical requirements of filming something like that. So it just seems like she very much gets the materials she works with on any film. I do want to talk about the whole ensemble here, but first, Elliot and Hillary, for both of you, can you tell me something about the other as a scene partner that you appreciated and maybe helped you reach something in your own character that you wouldn't have been able to without them?
Well, Hillary's just, sorry, Hillary, but is just astounding. And we met years and years and years ago and did a movie together called The East, but we didn't really have much to do in it together, but we just deeply connected. There was a scene that I don't even think ended up in the movie, where we were just looking in each other's eyes. It was like an exercise in the group, and we just started crying together. Like we just remember? Yeah, and then maybe that's what sealed the deal. Like something just connected, and we've stayed friends and wanted to work together, and have been trying to figure something out to do. And then this happened, which was amazing. Hillary is the most, again, talk about someone who leads with their heart, who is one of the kindest people I know, and who there'd be moments where like I'd be feeling like, oh no, I'm feeling tired. Am I going to be able to tap into this scene? And then I'd be there with Hillary and everything just came out. So she's just such an incredible actor. Her instincts are so amazing. And there's just days without her that I just don't know if I'd be able to get there. And that's a testament to her and her incredible talent.
Thank you. That's very sweet. But I feel the same way about you. And I remember that scene that we did together. I think it was the first day of filming, at least for me. It was like this, I feel like it was the first scene we shot. It was amazing. Yeah, since then, we've just had this very natural, deep, easy connection that was, of course, a part of, working together now. And I always knew when filming this, as soon as we would, the camera would roll, that we were both just there, and you were so present with me and open, and it allowed me to go so far and to trust you and trust the moment and trust myself. And you're an amazing actor and just so real and transparent and beautiful. So thank you. Yeah.
I need these TIFF interviews so badly right now. It just like fills my filmmaking heart in a challenging time in this industry. I'm going to end with two kind of big-ish questions. Elliot, I'll throw the first one to you because one of my absolute favorite things to see is when an actor with a big platform uses it to get the movies that they're most passionate about made that maybe wouldn't have been made otherwise. So what does it mean to you to have that power? And also, what are some goals you have for yourself in the future in terms of how to use it?
Wow, gosh. Well, I mean, I feel incredibly privileged, obviously, to be in a space where I could influence anything like that. And to me, utilizing my privilege and my platform to tell stories I want to tell, or with my production company, Pageboy Productions, to really get to be doing that in a more significant way now. It means the world to me, and is, I'm here getting to do what I do now because of so many people before me, and I hope to, in whatever way I can, uplift and that's a major goal.
You're doing exactly that. And I have very high hopes you're going to keep doing it for many, many years to come. I feel like this shouldn't be the hardest question that I ask, but I do feel like many have a hard time answering this. So in this industry, we tell each other good job all the time, but I feel like no one says it to themselves nearly enough. So for each of you, what's something you accomplish on this movie that you'll be able to look back on and say to yourself, damn, I am really proud of what I did there?
Oh, that's hard, isn't it?
I'll say, to be honest, going into it, I was pretty scared shitless. As it was leading up, I was like, what the hell? Like, this whole thing's improvised. Was I kidding myself? Dominic's going to be so disappointed. Like, I was really, and so I think for me, just being able to step in with no dialogue, have this brand new experience where I think we did find and create some pretty, beautiful scenes, which is because of also the incredible actors I work with. But just, I think it does feel like an accomplishment to have made something in this way.
If it's not scary, it's probably not worth it.
Yeah.
Well, I think actually what was interesting for me, it was the first film I've made out of the UK. It's the first film I've made in a completely new territory. And I came to it with just a really open mind and heart. And that's what I'm most proud of, is actually starting completely from scratch with something and just building it and finding the great people that are in it to work with. And all of it was a completely unknown journey, which for me just really, really worked. And I remember there were certain things that we did on certain days, and Elliot would text me and said, that was something special. And that meant so much to me because, I knew he was feeling it and I was feeling it. And that's made the whole thing worthwhile.
I agree. It was just, it was such a unique experience. And as an actor and as a human, and just being so immersed in the story and being feeling so collaborative with the two of you and the crew throughout the whole process. I definitely, came out of it and felt like, wow, what did we just do? That was really, really something. And I feel like, what if we can, touch people and open their hearts and minds a little bit. And I feel incredibly proud to be a part of it. And I love as a deaf actor that I'm just in it and I'm a part of it. And it's not, a big issue. Not that there's anything wrong with those stories, but it's exciting because it feels like progress where many, many different people can be involved with storytelling as humans. So I do feel very proud to be a part of it with both of you, incredible artists too.
Beautiful answers all around. I lie. One more really quick question, just because I'm curious. The 53-minute take, what scene was it?
A lot of it's not in the, as you can imagine, it was the build up to the sort of
there were many. There were a few actually, weren't there?
Yeah, there was a few.
There was the obviously when Sam comes home and comes into there's the whole birthday celebration, and that was long.
That was long. The beach was long. The beach was long.
The beach was
our
long.
walk on the beach and
the pre-dinner discussion was long.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there were a lot of long takes.
That 53-minute one where we played pool and I happened to be syncing all of these shots. I was like, why is that not in the movie? I was magically incredible at pool. I was like, are these acting gods or something? What's going on?
As someone who was planned to the T for a 15-minute interview, the fact that you're able to do that on this production just blows my mind. Very, very special movie you made here. Huge congratulations to everybody watching. Close to you. Do not miss it. Keep an eye out for it. And also stay tuned. We'll have more interviews from TIFF 2023 for you very soon.